fat is pregnant. So you don't have to worry about just getting decked completely. But, like, small talk can lead to really bad things. Have you ever noticed that? Small talk can lead to things you saying that you weren't really comfortable with saying, but you just said them to, like, break the randomness or like, awkwardness between the two. But then once you actually say them, the awkwardness just increases because you just said something you really shouldn't have said.
And that's
okay,
why you text.
I'm confused.
And you don't have to talk that blank. You just stop texting.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused.
Okay. You know, small talk,
No,
you know,
you're
you're asking about family and stuff like that, and I don't know, and you just, like, I guess ask, hey, how's your gay son, or something crazy like that, and you're like, I usually wouldn't have said that if we actually had something to talk about, but since we were just completely talking about the weather and the typical things that we all make fun of, you know, I'm gonna ask you how your gay son is. You know, I guess
you mentioned the clothes that I was wearing, and then we were talking about fashion, and then I thought about gay people, and that's how it came out. I'm sorry.
You know, one thing leads to another, right?
I want to see Avatar.
But I mean, that is
right
small talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, small talk is all about one thing leading to another.
I'd find out, except I'm playing World of Goo right now.
I try small talk, but it usually doesn't work, and they'll just sit there and not respond.
Like on Facebook?
You just don't respond.
Cindy's real good. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this. You have, like, your friends who are like, hey, what's up? On Facebook. And you're like, that is the most open-ended question I've ever heard in my entire life.
Well, that's what everyone
Ask
says.
me something specific about my life.
Everyone says when they start. You're like, hey, what's up, dude? How you doing?
Well, I don't want to be like, hey, did you... I don't know, screw up today?
Starting the conversation is always the most awkward part of any conversation.
I just say, what's up?
You're not a very good conversation.
Yeah, really.
What do you even say?
Exactly, that's why I say hi.
How are you doing, man?
I just dealt with this the other day. What do you say to someone that just came from a funeral? Hey, how was the funeral? What are they supposed to say?
That's exactly what you say.
What are they going to respond with? Actually, it was so entertaining. You should have seen. You should have seen Uncle Mike up there in his casket. He looked so happy.
He was nearly dancing.
That's why it was sad or something like that. Or
No, you do ask him. You're just like, hey, dude, how are you doing?
How's the funeral?
No, but we're going back now to the emotion part. You can't express emotions.
Why?
That's what makes us human. We have emotion.
No, but you can't express emotions in text. So when you ask, hey, how was the funeral?
Face or the unhappy face
usually people aren't.
You can't put an unhappy face after, hey, how was the funeral?
Yeah, you can.
I might be with Nick on this one.
I'll send it to you now.
It'd be worse if you did a smiley face.
How's the
funeral?
Exactly. What are you going to do? You're either going to do a bored face, hey, how was the funeral? Like you're bored because you were at the funeral. Or do you do the smiley face, hey, how was the funeral?
Hello, Dick, hey.
Or you put the happy face, hey, how was the funeral? I mean, there's no good way of asking someone.
I think that
hey,
if you're going to ask
how
me
was
how
the
a
funeral
was, then you just
ask.
You just ask.
Don't
You don't put any faces.
there.
That's the worst. That leaves it up for interpretation. After a funeral, they're going to be.
What are you going to interpret?
No, after a funeral, they're going to be in a pissy mood. So they're going to interpret the worst thing possible.
If you don't want to
You could
talk
ask
to them,
how
and
the
they're
hors d'oeuvres were.
That's the most unsensitive thing. Hey, how was the food at the funeral?
I was thinking about coming, but I heard the catering was bad. So.
No, I mean, it's so many.
If you don't want them to be in a bad mood, then don't talk to them after the funeral. I mean.
I probably wouldn't talk to somebody after a funeral
Yeah.
unless it was like somebody.
Like your best friend.
Exactly. If they're close friends of yours, you have to talk.
I would just say like, hey, been there, man.
Dude, how you doing? They know you well enough to know that.
Yeah.
You're not like being a jerk or anything.
And then you're opening up a giant can of worms, as we talked
well,
before.
Aren't you their?
Hey, how's it going? Well, my basement's flooded.
Are you their friend or
I don't care if they're my friend.
Sometimes being a friend is responsibility.
Yeah.
That's like when you had your grandpa and he died. We said, what's up?
Rock says that's why Nikki's such an awful friend.
Yeah.
I swear, I need to go into emotion mode, like when someone explains their emotion to me, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to program my phone to just send a yep or a K or a sideways face or something like that, because that's most of the time what I do.
Or just call them.
Mean.
Like, did you know that you can actually call people and talk to them with your voice on phones? Did you know that? I didn't know that till a while ago.
That's the last thing I want to do after someone. What if they start crying?
Well, then you're your friend.
What am I supposed to do?
You cry with them.
No.
You don't cry
No. No, but you don't.
That it takes so long?
Okay, that might be a little weird. Okay.
You know what? You don't call someone after a funeral. Hey man, what's up? I mean, what are they?
You always
what
hang
are
up and say there's some sort of problem with the phone line or your phone died.
That's the
Well, I do
oldest
that
trick
to
in the
Nick all the
book.
time 'cause he's always
You're
like,
going.
whatever. I'm
You're
just like,
going.
alien invasion.
Time out. You're going to hell if that happens.
What?
That's,
No.
that's straight up cold.
What?
You just drop your phone on
Hang up.
accident and say
Just
messed
be like,
up.
oh,
Okay,
my
here's what-
battery is low.
I don't do
have
that
to
for when I'm talking to people after funerals, but whenever like somebody is really annoying and they're just like talking, or my friends, and you don't bother saying, I just say go like alien invasion and I hang up. Just 'cause
What?
It's annoying. That's what I do.
We're talking about serious things though. Like, what have you
Okay,
talked?
if you really
What?
don't want to lie, what you do is you hit yourself really hard in the head. Get a headache, and you say, "I'm sorry, man. I got a really bad headache right now."
That's that might be the
told me that
worst.
yesterday.
That might-
Now I feel like they actually. did
First off,
that.
how bad does the conversation have to be where you would rather hit yourself in the head than talk to somebody?
I would just definitely just hang up.
If you don't want to lie, that's the route. I'm just saying, it's an option.
That
you don't
sounds
have to
bad
take
though.
it.
It's like you gave me the headache.
Or
Hey
you
man,
could be
I'm sorry. I've
or
had a
you-
huge headache from you complaining to me all
Or you
day.
can trust
My
just
grandmother just died. I don't care, man. She wasn't my grandma. I mean,
That's awful.
and that's what I'm saying. You don't hit yourself in the head and say, "Hey, I've had a headache."
I mean,
Well, how
if
do they know
it's
the
your
truth?
friend,
Yeah.
then you're not gonna be like.
Okay, headaches you can suffer through. You need to
Tell
have
you
something
what,
real.
whenever I am grieving because of something, I will
Let's
never
not-
come. I will
No,
never
listen,
come.
listen.
Not
Time out.
talking. That's
Hitting your head is out of the option. Get yourself a strobe light, a dark room, and just subject yourself to just flashing light. Then you could say, "Hey, man, I'm having a seizure."
How many of
that's
us have a strobe light?
Really?
for real.
Yeah.
Your
none.
I think
friends
mine
with
was
me.
simpler and costed less.
Okay, so that's one friend.
Why does it cost less?
Because you don't have to have a strobe light. It's just your fist
Exactly.
to your head.
Okay, turn the light on and off in your room. That doesn't cost much, does it? Huh?
Requires more.
Requires more effort.
You actually have to
Requires
get
more
up
effort
for
than
that
just
one.
punching yourself in the face. You can bring a
You
chair.
probably
over
have to
your
get
light
up to do that. I don't have to get up to hit myself in the head.
switch. What situations would you have to get up to hit yourself in the head though?
I don't know. If you wanted a really good hit, I guess, like a wind up or something.
How do you wind up to hit yourself in the face?
I could show you.
Oh, Brock said, "Get your leg behind it, like a sort of like a pitcher, like a
Yeah.
one of those kinds of
Get
things."
some momentum going.
Yeah, if you're gonna hit yourself, you might as well hit yourself right.
Talk
Brett-
about some really pressing issues and topics here.
But I know.
I'm
Texting.
about to cry here. you know?
Texting and how to text. We need more emotion icons, I think.
No.
I think no,
No.
we really do though. We need emotion icons just to, show how we feel.
I think
What's that background music I hear?
I mean, if you really want the
Oh,
person to know how you
that's-
feel, then just
Brett.
tell them.
That's Sydney
Or
playing
call them.
Sims.
No,
No.
it's
We
not.
got music on.
Okay.
Background music right now. Let me check. It's Wraith Pins to the Mist and Other Games.
Sounded kind of like ambient.
Do I seriously have to
Sort
stay
of
here for 2 hours?
Hey, we're almost done now.
I'm so hungry right now.
Me too. I'm so
Artist of Montreal. We're having a good time. Of Montreal.
Am I the only one that likes The Sims, like when you go into build mode music? It's very relaxing.
I love it.
I love SimCity music. It's so
I-
weird.
I love all the Sims music. I can't lie.
It's usually piano.
It is.
I think.
Well, no, they kind of got
Well, like
rid
in
of
the
that
first
as
earlier ones, it was
the
more
first
piano.
one, it was all piano, and that
But-
was really nice.
What's the most relaxing kind of music? You know what I'm saying? Because I find the
I
flute
prefer
thing you
screamo
hear,
to sleep
you know, like
into.
the Indian flutes you hear at the fairs and stuff like that.
No.
Yeah, that's, I don't know.
No one.
It's just awkward.
What are they called? They had them on
Pan flutes?
South Park. Yeah, pan. Yep.
Pan flutes.
Yep, pan flutes. That's very soothing. Throw some echo
Yeah.
on there. Throw some reverb. Oh man, you've.
Well, then it's not soothing anymore. Because then it's digital.
I'm to bed in a second, so for real.
I don't know. I like the sound of a cello or like string instruments.
A cello?
Cello, yeah.
Cello has such a deep sound though. You
And
need
it's so
someone with a
nice.
lot of.
Anything with a saxophone is soothing.
Oh my gosh, no! Anything with a saxophone makes me want to get up and dance.
No,
That's
what?
the opposite.
Dance?
What?
Saxophone?
Yeah.
Get up and dance?
No.
What planet are you from?
Dance.
Smooth
Jazz?
jazz makes you want
Yeah.
to get up and just like go crazy.
No, smooth jazz just makes me want to
Chill, relax.
sort of tap my foot and sort of wave my head like this. I mean, is that anybody else?
It's relaxing.
That's
I used to fall asleep to smooth jazz.
I'm
That's all
partial to the finger wag, from like.
I don't know. different musics have different like emotions on people. Like where, okay, for instance, like